What's all right, friends? So welcome to our first game of What a Cowboy. We're playing up at this mining camp, this Prospectors camp that we discovered when we did our map setup in the previous video. Playing on this sweet cloth mat from Battle Mat Bazaar. We got it set up so we're this valley that goes down to the river. We've got my mining camp up here, and we've got Joe's gang just along this opposing ridge, ready to come down and make problems for me. When it comes to figuring out who's going to activate first, the game uses a deck of cards, what's ace through 3 for us because we have 4 models, ace 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
So it'd be ace through 4 for us. Each model is assigned one of those values, and when you draw their card, they get to go. So we're going to get that deck set up, and we're going to we'll talk through the things as we go through them. Welcome to What a Cowboy. So our sheets are ready, and our deck is ready. Now you may notice there's a lot of things on these sheets. So let's very quickly talk through those things. Ammo, self-explanatory. These are your action dice. These will determine what you're able to do in a turn. They're also the main form of keeping up with health. Those are what you lose when you take damage. These are Desperado cards. They are special things that your certain characters can do. In our case, our Gunslinger and our Shootist can do these things. And that covers the sheet. So let's draw a card. Let's see who's going to go first. It's going to be me.
Simple.
So we got the black 3. So that goes ace 2, 3. That will be Nellie O'Brody. So we're going to take her action dice. We're going to pick them up off the sheet. We're going to roll them in this tray. We're going to sort them out. So we got 2 6s. That was a 6. I knocked it over. 2 5s, a 3, and a 4. We're then going to compare that to this wonderful quick reference. So that means we've got 2 ace highs, which we can switch to whatever we want. We have a shoot, 3 shoot or reloads, and we have an aim. What we don't have are any moves. Now, luckily, those 6s, we can turn them into whatever we want. So at least one of those 6s, we're going to make into a move. First time you move, you get 2d6 worth of movement. So I'm going to get 10 inches worth of movement there. So Nellie is right here to right there. I don't have range on anything, so I'm going to use that other 6 that I have to move again. We're going to turn that into more movement. Now, when you move after the first time, you only get 1d6 worth of movement. So I got another 4 inches. Start here, stop there. The rest of my dice, there's not really much of anything that I can do with them, so we're just going to put them back on the sheet, and we're going to go to the next model to activate. Start out is the 3 of hearts.
Maurice goes.
So that's again.
And
He's got
1 move,
1
aim, 3 shoots or 2 shoots and reloads, and 2 wild
and
cards.
2 aces high. Here on the left, going to be starting with a move of 9 inches. Cooking right on down the hill. Joe will swap his other aces high for another move. He'll get 4 inches. He'll cook up the board 4 more inches. Swapping the second aces high for a move will bring him down to the river's edge. Next model will be my Shootist, Jeffrey McDonough. So we're going to start with our action dice roll. We get 2 moves. That's pretty good. 2 aims, 2 shoots. Okay, his first move, 7. He's going to go barreling down that hill. Ending his first movement there, when he's at second movement dice, getting a 5, which is pretty solid. Continuing down towards the bottom of the hill. Really to aim or shoot at right now, so that'll be the rest of his dice will just return to his sheet. Next up will be my Gunslinger, my leader, Jacobus McCullough. Roll up his action dice, getting a move, 3 shoots, an aim, and a spot. Now, as a gunslinger, he can always switch 1 dice of his choosing, even without an aces high. Getting an 8 on his first move, then he's going to use his gunslinger dice to switch another dice to a move. 1. Next up will be old Duggar, who's just not going to do anything. Just going to stay put. Tomas got a big old honking 11-inch move, so he's going to be coming, I imagine, down the hill into the valley. I was correct. Down the hill into the valley. In this game, when you want to shoot at something, you have to be able to spot it. There are a lot of modifiers. Right now, Tomas is shooting at Jeffrey. Now I am 24, or its range is 12 to 24 is +1, and then I have cover, which is +1. So he would need 2. So he's got his 2 spot dice, and then he's going to spend aim dice. Aim give you a better chance of hitting. Normally you need a 5 or a 6 to hit. So normally you need a 5 or a 6 to hit. Here we're going for, he's got aim dice played, and he played 2 aim dice. So that takes him to needing a 3 up. And then he's an aim shot with a rifle over 12 inches. That's another +1. So he's at +3 to the roll. So he needs a 2 up. So anything but. That will hit at +3. So that's a 6, which would be a wound. Now I do get the chance to dodge. So I'm in cover. Yeah, so I need a 4 up.
4, 5, or 6.
I need a 4 up to dodge. That's not. Oh, that is my dice. We do not dodge, but. Let me read this. Never mind, that doesn't help. Okay, so that is a wound. So it will be 1 dice to shock and 1 dice lost permanently. So one of his action dice goes here, and one of them just goes away. Something special has happened on Joe's activation roll for his gunslinger. He rolled 3 6s. Which means a random event will transpire. A 2d6 roll of 5 against the chart, which will give us 2 dice recovered from shock pool, but that's not a thing right now because he doesn't have any dice in his shock pool. Jose's got a movement of 9 that he's rolled up, going to come down the hill. Right there, approaching the river. Using a Aces High to make another move dice, for which he will get 3 inches, moving up into the bush. Back up for a moment. Jose marching down another 4 inches. Gunslinger ability to switch a spot to a move, getting another 3 inches. So I assume down, hopping onto the bridge. Alrighty. And to back up for just a moment, when you take a wound, you lay the model down and they get a pin token. You get rid of the pin token by spending a move dice. Next up for the round is Pedro, who didn't roll any moves but did roll some 6s. So I assume at least one of those 6s is being converted to a move as we speak. Getting how much? 10-inch move coming down the hill. 2 right there. Going to be moving up another up to 5 from where he currently sits. Okay. Joe's gunslinger will be the first activation of the second round. Gunslinger gets a 5 for his movement, crosses the bridge. Comes to draw down on me. I'm going to yell Bonanza! And I'm going to spend one of my Bonanza tokens to attempt to interrupt him.
Spend my Bonanza token to counter that.
He's going to spend his Bonanza to initiate a fast draw. So Bonanza tokens, as you may have guessed, are a special kind of currency action economy of the game. You get them depending on your level. So a shootist gets 1, a gunslinger gets 2, a legend gets 3. And you can use them to interrupt play. You can use them to gamble. You can use them to fast draw. Fast draw happens when I play 1, then Joe plays 1, and it goes to a fast draw to determine who's going to get to do stuff first. In this situation, we each roll a d6 and add our level, which is both going to be adding a 3. Joe gets a 5. That's a good roll. I get a 6, though, so I will get to use my activation first. Now, with a Bonanza, you don't get your full range of action dice. As a gunslinger, you get your current action dice minus 2. So I've got 4 action dice to roll here. Getting a move and some shoots. A move and 3 shoots. So we're just going to go to capping. So first shot. Hits. He gets to try to dodge. He does not dodge. So that'll be a wound. He'll lose 1 dice permanently, 1 to shock. I have second shot. Misses. Yep, misses. And third shot. Misses. I then have a move of 8. I'm going to tuck behind the trees.
I'm gonna fall forward.
Now when when he does, you jump away when you take a wound up to 3 inches. If you're a gunslinger or higher, you can jump towards the enemy. Otherwise, you would have to go away. So he'll go to right here,
Right behind cover there.
right to there, and then get a pin token.
6.
At that point, he may continue his activation. His remaining 6 that he has to a move to stand up. 1 6 remaining. He will convert to a movement and go 4 inches. Ending his move tucked into cover. Next will be Joe's shootist. So getting a move, 2 aims, 2 shoot reloads, and 1 ace high. Tomas Santiago will elect to do nothing. He will stay in place and just chill. He will reload. So let's talk about reload. So whenever you fire your weapon, you tick down the dice. So the red dice on my sheets are for my pistols, my rifle, my shotgun. When you reload, you spend a 4 or a 5, and you reload 1 thing. Now, you can reload when you are out of line of sight or when you are down to 1 bullet left. Melissa will be the next to activate. Moving 6 inches across the river. It's the creek, not the river. My bad. So it doesn't have much she can do, but she does have a 6 to convert to another 6 inches of movement. Just going to tuck in with the leader. They're friends. My gunslinger will roll his action dice. That's a 6, a spot, an aim, and several shoots. We're going to off-gate use the gunslinger ability to turn one of these shoots into a move. So I need 1 spot here for the cover, targeting her because she's closer to me. Aim for a shoot, so we need a 4, 5, 6 here. That's a 4, plus 1 for the aim is 5. That is a shock. Gets to try to dodge. Dodges. 6 to an aim. And then spend my other shoot to continue pelting her. That is a 5, 6. That is a wound. Because they're pinned, he can't dodge. Or pinned in open ground, can't dodge. So, wound is 1 to shock, 1 permanent. And I'm going to use this Desperado card to give me an additional shoot dice in the current activation. And this will just be on a 5 or a 6. No aims here. That is a miss. And then...
You're out of ammo.
And I'm currently out of ammo. Spades is Nellie O'Brody. He gets a decent roll. He gets 2 moves, an aim, and then 3 shoot / reload. So start off by moving 7 and 6 more. To spot him, it would normally be 2 because he has woodsman and he's in the woods, but I have the -1 because I've got the elevation on him. So I need to spend my 1 spot dice and I can see and shoot. Quick correction, the woodsman does not do the thing for cover. It's just for dodging and move 4 or better. That is a miss. We'll take the second shot. That is also a miss. And then with my third, I will reload 1. Next will be Jeffrey. That's okay, I think. So we'll stand up. He will spend his 1 spot dice that he needs to see the bad guy. Aim. And take fire.
He needs a -1.
Looking for a 4. That is a 6 plus 1, 7. That is a critical wound, potentially. Ooh, that is a critical wound. So that's...
Roll the dice.
Oh, I get to roll on the chart.
Yep.
1d6. 1. His
Miss.
leg, he's 2 shock, 1 permanent, and -1 d6 per move. Pedro up next with a move of 9 that he has rolled for himself. Him just to the edge of the creek. Last is my greenhorn old Duggar. Let's roll his dice. It was pretty decent. 2d6 to move. 6 inches. Push through the tree line to the edge of that ridge. And we're going to take shots down here at Pedro. So as it works out on the chart, I'm 12 to 24. So that's +1 spot dice that I would need. However, I have elevation. So that's -1 spot. So I don't need any spots. Now I'm a Deadeye. So I can convert any 1 dice to an aim dice. So we're going to flip this spot to an aim since I don't need it. I'm going to spend an aim on the first shot. On the shooting modifiers, I am at +1 for the aim and +1 for aiming with a rifle over 12 inches away. So I need a 3 up. That's a 1. We're going to do the exact same thing again. In the tray. 4, 5, 6. Potentially a wound. He gets to try to dodge, but does not dodge. So he will jump 3 inches back into cover, it looks like.
And I will take shock action because
I have a 6 left, so we'll take one more shot at him since I've already spotted him. But this one's going to be just a 5 or a 6. No help here. Nope, that is a miss. Activation will be Pedro, who's currently down. Joe rolled 2 6s,
a 3 and a 5.
an aim, 2 6s, a 3 and a 5, so 2 aces high, an aim, and a shoot or reload. The 6s are key here because those are what's going to allow him to get up. So he's going to use a 6 to make a 1 to get up. Then he's going to do something else that you can do with an aces high, which is use it to remove a dice from your shock pool back to your regular action dice pool. You don't get to roll it this turn, but it's there for you next time you need it. Next up will be Joe's shootist. Spending 3 aims on 1 shot. Needs a 2 or better. 2, that's a 5, so that I get to try to dodge it. I need a 5 or better. That's a 4. So make sure this isn't helpful. Nope, so that will be shock. So it'll be a 5, so it'll give me a shot behind the tree cover. And Joe will spend his last dice on a reload. Alyssa is up next. She'll use a 1 to stand. Use a move to stand. Alyssa just stands up. Gunslinger will go. That's pretty decent. That's
we got
3 6s, so we get an event. Hopefully I'll have one that's good and not trash. And then those are both 3s. So 2d6 in the tray. 10.
Friends are a henchman group. We don't have a henchman group.
I can make a henchman group.
We can make a henchman group.
So this group of henchmen is going to be coming in. I had to roll a dice. On a 4 up, they joined me. On a 1 to 3, they would have joined Joe. Luckily, I got a 6, so they're coming with me. And then I roll another d6. 3, so they're going to be coming come in 12 inches away from me right there on the hill. Next, we'll go back and finish up what we got going on over here. All right, so first one, we change a 6 to a 1 to stand up. Next, we're going to change a 6 to a 1 to move. We're going to move back behind the tree. We're going to use this 6 to get this dice back out of the shock pool. And I'm going to use my gunslinger ability to change this 3 to a 5 to reload. When you reload, it is 1 bullet at a time. We have Nelly O'Brody. Nelly has 5 inches of movement. So I need 1 spot to hit him. It's +1 for his cover, +1 for being pinned, and then -1 for my elevation. So Joe's going to play a bonanza to interrupt Nelly. I'm going to use... Now, this is the part where we read the books and we're doing it as it is written. But it feels odd because it just says that you can use... So I can use a bonanza token from here to initiate a fast draw. Apparently, is the way it's written, the way where I'm reading it. But if that's wrong or if that's changed at some point, or if we're doing something wrong there, and you know, let us know and let us know where to find the ruling for that. Because going by what it says in the Bonanza section, I don't see anything that says you can't do this. Do it. Draw roll. It's a 2. I get a 3. So I will get the fast draw. Now I have to roll a movement dice here to be of any kind of effectiveness. Or a 6, I guess. So we got to move, a spot, an aim, and a 6. So we're going to move 6 to here. And then... All right, so my move ends there. Now, question for the group. As it's written, I got this bonanza, I won this fast draw. And as it's written, I can just spend those action dice as normal. Like, I don't have to target the guy who I interrupted. Is that... Or am I interpreting that correctly? It doesn't really matter in this particular situation because all I can really do here is reload. So I'm going to put another shell in the chamber, and if you know, let us know. And then I'm going to shoot at her.
Oh.
Aim, shoot. So I'm going to be plus 3 because of the buckshot. That is a 9. That's a big number.
5 or 6.
No! That is a 1. So let's roll in the chart. 1d6. 4.
I'm out.
Head. Oh, he's out?
Yeah, he's out.
Okay. So with him being out, he was the big player. That means that Joe will have to start taking Ride for the Hill tests this turn. Because the best we can figure is that the morale is related to the dollar amount of the type of model. So that's how we've been playing it. Again, if that's wrong, help us out. Joe knows the game better than me, but I'm definitely still a super novice. 6 that Nelly had left, she will use to reload. Will be old Duggar, the rifleman. So we'll check his action dice. That's pretty decent. We got a 9 on the move. Went over to the other little side of the top of that ridge line in the cove, and we're gonna take a shot, or I'm gonna work it out and see if I can take a shot down the hill at her. So it's 1 spot that I need because he's more than 12, 1 spot because of his cover, minus 1 spot because of my elevation. So I had 1 spot dice, so we will spend that. I am a Deadeye, so I can switch a dice to an aim. So we're going to switch one of the shoots to an aim, and then we'll aim and shoot. Looking for a 3-up because we are not over effective. We're under 24. We played 1 aim dice, and we're aiming a rifle over 12. So we get +2. So we need a 3 or better. That is a 1. That's nothing. Use this 6 to make an aim, and then we'll take a shot. Looking for a 3-up. That is a miss. For the round will be my shootist, Jeffrey McDonough. That's 4 dice. Those aren't super helpful. Let's see. Spend 2 spot dice. I may not need the full 2, but we're going to spend the 2 to see if he can spot out Melissa, which he does. I then have 2 dice remaining for an aim and a shoot. First time he's been able to get a shot off. All right. I need a 4 or better. In the tray. 4. 5, that'll be shock. Well, she gets to dodge. And you get 4, 5, 6 because you're in cover.
2.
So just a shock, though. That then brings us to the end of the turn. Now, at this point, Joe has to make a ride or die test. The number of dice you roll is determined by the highest level character. For Joe right now, that's a shootist, so he will have 2d6. He needs to roll some 6s here. He does not. So his team, his gang will break and run for the hills, which means I have successfully defended my claim. Come to the post game where we got to make an injury check for his guy. He rolls a 6.
I need a drink. Character comes reloading to shot to red eye.
It's lucky there. That is a full recovery. We just had to stop and make sure we were looking at things correctly. Determine who's winning. I don't have to take any of the wound tests. I'm good there. We come down to our growing reputation. So we got a checklist of things that we go through for all of our models. So we complete the game without being killed, we get +2. We're on the winning side, we get +1. Force morale reduced to 0. So if you totally wipe them out, you get +2. Character wounded 1 or more enemy characters, you can only get that once.
Yep.
Character puts an enemy character out of action, enemy character of higher level out of action, scenario specific ones, and then heroic action options. So on my main character, my leader Jacobus, at the end of everything, Jacobus will have 5 rep, Jeffrey will have 5 rep, Nelly will have 9, and old Duggar will have 3. Then come over to this table for promotions and benefits, for leveling up our tunes. So Nelly, who is a greenhorn at 5 reputations, will become a shootist and gain a new skill. So after determining that she will get a toughness skill, we go to the toughness chart on that page. We rolled a 3 there, and we got nerves of steel, which means that she can choose whether or not to dodge, which is interesting. If she chooses not to, she's definitely going to take the damage, but she doesn't move, and she does not take the pin. So after sorting that out, we come to income. So right now I control the Prospectors camp. which is worth 46. So I get to roll 46, and any 5s or 6s that I roll will generate $20. So we're going to get 20 bucks. So I end up with a total of 50 in the bank. Joe currently has 10 in the bank, and that will do it for our very first game of What a Cowboy for the Camera. I'm sure there are things that we did probably incorrectly and some things that we probably did correctly. But if we did something wrong, help us out with letting us know what we did and where we can find that in the book. And most importantly, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.